Hello, Bruce Naylor here. How the heck you doing? Are you tired of spending 90, 100, 120, 150, more a month on cable or satellite TV? I'm making this video to show you how to get started becoming a cord cutter. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Hey, I'm glad you could join me today. We always appreciate when you like our videos, share them, plus want to do all that kind of cool stuff. I have been a cord cutter for a little over a year, so I'm going to speak to you from real experience about the whole thing and what I've learned so far and share it with you. We had cable TV, we've had satellite, and it's expensive and it's just, the bills are just going to keep going up and up and up. But there's something you can do about it and save yourself some money if you're willing to make some sacrifices and a few trade-offs. So let's get right to it. The first thing about being a cord cutter is how are you going to deal with over-the-air TV, your network television. Now, generally, major towns are going to have, the transmission towers for, CBS, NBC, ABC, all those kind of things. And so how are you going to get those channels? Well, the answer is typically going to be an antenna, but what kind of antenna will you be able to get the signal? The first thing to do is go to a website called antennaweb.org. You'll type in your zip code and your street address, and there it will tell you more or less how far you are from the towers and approximately what kind of antenna you may need. It should be above ground, how high up it should be, etc. Now, I'm fortunate. I'm about 25 to 35 miles away from the towers. I was able to get by with an indoor antenna. The one I like the most is from a company called Mohu. It's a flat, thin design. It's white on one side, black on the other. It's paintable, and it does an outstanding job, and I get every single channel I could possibly get out of Fort Wayne, which is near where I live. And it's called the Mohu, and it's a great little antenna. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. There's people that live in valleys, they have mountains and all that, and they may not be able to get it. You may have to get something more powerful. Some people put an antenna in their attic, or they use a tower and do it that way. Now, here's something you should know. There really is no such thing as an HD antenna. It's just a standard antenna. Any standard antenna will do. You really don't need an HD. That's just marketing gimmick. That's all that is. You don't need to spend any extra money for those letters HD, okay? If you have a TV set made much after 2007, they almost all ship in with a digital tuner, so there's no additional equipment to buy to get your channel in HD. And by the way, it either comes in perfect or you don't get a picture at all. Not the snowy stuff you used to get back in the day with standard definition and analog television transmission. And that's how you're going to handle your over-the-air TV. And if that means a lot to you and you're not able to pull it in, then cord cutting may not be for you. So make that job one. Check out antennaweb.org and determine the kind of antenna that you're going to need. Now, the next thing is, how are we going to record? Do we record over-the-air TV? How are we going to DVR that? Well, there are a number of companies that make DVRs. There's TiVo, Channel Master, and others. Now, the way TiVo makes its money is they have DVRs from $200 to $600, but they also require that you have their service, which is $15 a month. And what that does is it gives you your channel guide on the TV. And that's what you use to set the recording on the DVR. I think Channel Master may have a model that for more money gives you a lifetime subscription to that, but essentially you end up paying for the guide. There's some others out there as well. There's actually quite a number of them, but this gives you the general idea. And if you go with TiVo or some of the others, you will or may end up paying a monthly fee for the channel guide in order to record over-the-air programs. And a lot of these have multiple tuners built in, so you can watch one channel while recording another, etc. So that's also something kind of cool. You could build a media center PC and use that for streaming movies, etc. plus add a TV tuner card to it in order to use it not only as a to watch TV and have the channel guide, but also as a DVR. That's going to be pretty cost effective if you're handy with computers and software and installing cards. But that's kind of where you're looking at when you're talking about recording over-the-air television. Now, so once you've got that worked out, the next thing is, well, what do we do about the premium stuff and the HBOs and all that kind of stuff, the premium stuff? Okay, this is where things get a little bit more complex. I'm sure most of you that are watching this video have heard of Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, there's Crackle, there's a whole bunch of services out there. Amazon Plus, let's start with Netflix. They're the granddaddy of them all. It's $9 a month, and it's really a good service, and that's the one we watch the most. They're available on Apple TV. There's Roku Player. There's the Smart TV, which our system has as a Smart TV. There's Xbox, PlayStation. There's Chromecast. There's a whole list of these devices that connect to the internet. When you're going to do streaming, it's important to have a really good broadband connection. If you're looking to stream HD, you need to have 10 megabits per second down. Now, Netflix is talking about broadcasting in Ultra HD, that's 4K video. They're saying 25 megabits down for that. But right now, it depends on your internet provider. They may be throttling Netflix anyway, and you might not be able to take advantage of it. So keep that in mind. Netflix is $8.99 a month. Amazon Prime is like $99 a year, and that includes second-day shipping from Amazon as well. There's also Hulu Plus, which is, I think, $8 a month. So those are a number of services. Now, remember, you're paying for each and every one of these separately. Here's another point. Let's take the Netflix app. The way the user experience on that works, the interface, is different on the Xbox 360 than it is the Apple TV, and it's different on my Apple TV from my Smart TV. The same service, but the app works a little bit differently on each, and you may run into that as well. Probably, in my opinion, the best overall streaming box that there is for the dollar is still probably the Roku Player. As far as content, there's Twit, and there's all kinds of other internet networks available on there. Way more than there is on the Apple TV and Xbox, etc. I mean, that's what this thing is built for. So streaming internet services are your thing. That's going to be a good way to go. Also, a number of the apps out there from the major cable networks such as CNBC, Fox, all these others, basically require that you have a cable internet subscription anyway, such as HBO Go requires that you have a cable account. So if you're a true cord cutter, these are probably not going to do you a whole lot of good. As I said, the user experience of these different apps are going to be different from one to another to another. When you buy a movie on Apple TV, or if you buy one on Google Play, or if you buy one on Amazon, you're stuck there with that service, okay? You can't really move it. You don't own the movie because of what's called digital rights management, DRM. It's all locked to that service. So it's real hard to change that ecosystem once you get started in on that. So keep that in mind as well. Sometimes I think the combination of the best probably way to go might be a combination of, say, a Roku Player and maybe a Media Center PC might be the best of all. But ultimately, keep in check the amount of fees you're paying for each and one of these paid services. They start to add up over time. Who knows? You might have been better off keeping your basic cable. Don't know. But anyhow, that's how you really get started with cord cutting. And I have saved over $1,000. And I have found that for the most part, that there's more to watch than ever, because I think one of the cool things is I can put an entire season of a TV show and just let it play one after another, after another, after another. Binge watching. You don't binge watch on cable television, really. Netflix is great for that. So it will open up your world to other shows and stuff you may never watched before. And I think that's really a good thing, a really great benefit of being a cord cutter, as well as the money you're saving. Sports might be a problem in your area because, a lot of times local stuff is blocked out. You can't get it over the air. However, NFL has their season pass, and Major League Baseball has their or channel that you can buy and pay for as well. So sports might be hit and miss for you. So keep in mind, I think the most important thing is how you're going to deal with over-the-air TV. Do you want to record over-the-air TV? Keep in mind the expenses involved in the DVR and the service that goes with it. Although there are some that you can just pay more for the DVR and not pay a subscription fee at all, but the service might not be that great. How are you going to stream the video over the internet? Bear in mind, I also recommend a wired connection to your streaming device as much as possible. At least no less than a wireless router with a strong signal to where that streaming device is located. Make sure you have a really strong internet connection. Yeah, it's possible to do it with less and slower speeds, but for the best possible experience, you want to have at least 10 megabits down or more. And then again, don't be surprised if you're still not, you're getting stuttering and buffering in Netflix or Hulu because of problems with the ISP and Netflix. These are some of the things to keep in mind when you become a cord cutter. And that's it. Good luck to you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you a cord cutter, considering it? If so, why did you cut the cord? Or if not, why are you staying with cable and satellite TV? Love to hear from you. Bruce Daly, your Frugal Tech. I'll talk to you later.